And for 0205, let's see what the question is. It says, what is the mass percent carbon in C2H2O1? Now that I've got the question, I'll work it for you. So it's the percent carbon in C2H2O1. This, like a lot of the questions on the homework, is directly related to a question that we did in the lecture outlines. And the overall emphasis of this course, there is definitely a flow, meaning you do, so one, you do the lecture outlines, you take the notes, you work the examples, you see me work the examples. I suggest 2 is do the companion problems. Then 3, you do the homework, and the homework questions are just like, and a little tougher to be honest, but just like the questions on the lecture outlines. Then once you've mastered those, because you have unlimited attempts, 4 is the recitation questions. And those are still a little bit harder in general. And that's one of the reasons why you make videos about them, is that if you can get to the level of understanding and describing your work on the recitation questions, then you should feel pretty good going into the exam. And the exam's not till week 5, I don't think, so we have some time to get this process down, but there's not supposed to be any secrets in this class. And hopefully that's what you find. And if you think there's any secrets, or if you have any questions, then always just ask, and hopefully I can try and clear them up. Okay. Now, percent carbon, the percent by mass formula, and I'll write it for carbon. Percent carbon mass by mass is going to be mass of carbon divided by mass of compound times 100%. And for this one, so my mass of carbon, I see that there are 2 carbons in here. And so let me point this out too. Sometimes the masses are related to the molar mass of the compound and the element in the compound. And sometimes, for other problems we'll see, they're just masses. And either of those is fine. We don't have anything but molar masses for this problem, so that's your clue that you're going to be using for the mass of the compound just the molar mass. And for the mass of carbon, it's going to be 2 times the molar mass of carbon. So 2 times 12.01. And in the denominator, 2 carbons, 2 hydrogens, 1 oxygen. And I might as well just multiply that out. So again, these are the numbers from the periodic table. So for carbon, it's going to be 2 times 12.01 plus 2 times 1.008 for hydrogen plus 16. And of course, 16 or 16.00 from the calculator are both the same. I get 42.04 grams per mole C2H2O1. And for the top, 2 times 12.01 is 24.02. Times it by 100%, do the math. And there was an earlier question about percents. So I never hit the percent button on my calculator for any of my calculations. I know there are ways to do that, but I don't typically do it. So my numerator is 24.02, my denominator is 42.04. Then I must multiply times 100, and then carry my units will be percent. What? Let me try that again. So this number, 24 over 42, should be about 0.5. So I should end up with about 50%. 24.02 divided by 42.04 is 0.57 times 100. Yes, 57.1%. carbon, mass by mass. Okay. Now let me enter that in. And I get 57.1. Not only does it tell you what I put in, it tells you what the correct answer is. Yeah, and I guess if I'd carried one more place, I would have got 57.14. And then it tells you what the range of acceptable values is too.